and welcome to a video about shift points in a Bugeye Sprite, 1960 Bugeye Sprite from Bugeyeguys here called Solo. And as soon as the traffic allows, I want to show you a couple of things about shift points. Now, most importantly, I would say there is no right or wrong answer about this. If you're watching this video and you're a manual transmission guy or girl for your whole life, then you have your own opinion and that's fine. But for new folks, I wanted to make this video. So there are basically three different ways to drive a shift car. One is the mellow way. I'm just shifting at about 2,000 RPMs, and I'm using a very light throttle setting when I shift. So I'm at 1,200 RPMs. I'm not lugging the engine because I'm not really asking for much in the way of a throttle setting, but I can loaf along here, 1,400 RPMs, third gear, and that's fine. So I'll show you that again just to be crystal clear. I'm off to the side here. There's no one behind me. I don't even need my blinker. I'm starting in first. I'm going to go up to roughly, there's 2,300 and shift. And I'm just being very gentle with the throttle and gentle with the car and hoping that this person, thank you, okay. Everybody's in a big hurry. I mean, come on, it's a Bugeye video. What's the rush? Okay, so 2,200 RPMs, just basically loafing along, low throttle setting, low demand. I'm not lugging the engine. If I stomp on it, I'm going to ask for performance that I can't really get at this RPM. So yeah, I can go at 1,500 RPMs, but for many cars and many situations like this hill, that's way too low in RPM. So that's the first way though, and many of our customers just want to noodle around. They're driving at those lower settings. Now, onto more of a medium range. There's 3,700 RPMs. We need a little power for this hill, a little torque. I'm down to 2,000 now, but again, a traffic light, low throttle setting. I'm not really stomping on it, and I can get away with that. Still somewhat of a gentle driving style. So the medium way to drive really any classic car or any manual transmission car for that matter is probably changing somewhere between 2,800, 3,500, somewhere in that range. So there's 3,500, not really pushing it, not really holding on to, sort of come close to the red line in any way. I'm just basically kind of getting into the middle range of this engine's power band. So hopefully you won't be able to, you won't have to rely on the tachometer. You can hear this, that's my goal. You want to keep your eyes out and on the road. But again, the key thing is that you have to develop your own style, feel comfortable with your car in your particular way of driving. So down a long hill like this, 2,500 RPMs, I'm off the gas and we have some engine braking. If I want to accelerate, I can do that. Again, I'm speeding up, but I'm going to go on to fourth gear here, and I'm at 2,200 RPMs now in fourth gear. So I'm sort of on the bottom of that middle range of performance. Not really asking for a lot. I'm not in any particular hurry, but that is a perfectly fine style of driving. Now, as we move on to a more performance-oriented driving, we're going to get into the upper ranges of the rev band. Now, these cars redline generally at 5,500 RPMs. And there's nothing wrong with going all the way up to the red line. My personal feeling in these older overhead cam engines is that you don't really get a whole lot by getting up into those upper reaches. I don't see anything wrong with going up to 4,500, 5,000 RPMs once in a while. I mean, you can drive that way all the time if you like. It might put increased wear on your engine. That's subject to debate. But there's 4,000 RPMs. That's 4,400 RPMs. Now I'm going to run out of road here, but there's 3,600, and there's 4,000. So, I'm a much more performance-oriented kind of driver in that range. I have to be safe for the local roads, but the bottom line is you can rev the car any one of those ways and still be just fine and dandy. The car doesn't mind. It's just to get back to what I was saying earlier, above 5,000 RPMs, it tends to be more on the backside of the power curve for this particular engine. If it was a 911, you have power that's, you know, really sound right up to the red line, perhaps increasing all the way to the red line. These overhead valve, very simple old engines, you don't generally have that. I'm not sure you gain a lot by going all the way to the red line. It might be more about timing. You may need to rev higher because there's a corner coming, you don't want to shift. That's fine. But to simply extract the most performance from the engine, I'm not convinced that you need to rev it to the red line, and in fact the peak horsepower RPM is below the red line, so that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, some more upshifts. 4,000 RPMs in second, and that puts me at 2,500 in third, and a fine cruising speed, 32 miles an hour or so, so that's a perfectly fine way to drive. But more than anything, I wanted to just encourage any of you watching it who are new to this to find your own style. Some days you might want to loaf along. Some days you're looking for a little more performance. Probably on every set of shifts, you're using a combination of both. So that's pretty much what I want to share about upshifting. One other critical thing, though, that I do want to say is that your relationship with this gearbox, with every gearbox, in every old car in particular, it has to be a partnership. You really want to get to know your particular gearbox very intimately and make sure that you're kind to it and you work together, because many people will manhandle these gearboxes by forcing the shift lever into gear and, you know, imposing their will upon it. And sure, you're in charge as the driver, but you're limited by the mechanical constraints of this particular transmission, and every one of them is different. I've driven so many of these cars. This happens to be a Datsun 5-speed. They are buttery smooth, and they are also prone to worn synchronizers, and so they will sort of mash if you shift too quickly. So if I want to downshift, I'm going to double clutch and just gently push it into third. I'm not going to hammer it into third, because if I do that, I will wear out those synchronizer rings and I'll be up for a transmission rebuild. Same with upshifting. It's a gentle pull. I'm not forcing it. You should be able to do it with two fingers. If you're pushing superbly hard, then something's either wrong with your clutching action or with the mechanics of the car or with the gearbox, or it's the wrong oil in the gearbox. Any of those things will cause you to have to work harder, and if you're getting any noise or complaints, you're doing something wrong and you need to fix it right away. Gearboxes are not self-healing. If you're making grinding noises, you are making metal dust or particles which are getting into that gearbox, and they will slowly erode what's left. You'll wear out the bearings, you'll wear out other gears, any of the moving parts. Obviously you don't want an abrasive in that gearbox. So be gentle, form a partnership, get to know your gearbox, and be kind to it, and it will serve you for generations. So that's what I want to share today about upshifts in particular. We'll do another separate video about downshifts. Thank you for driving with me today on this beautiful twilight winter drive from Bugeyeguys.